Hi, loves. Say hi when you come in. All right, I'm just going to jump in. So, you do not have a specific person problem. You have a self-concept problem. What does that mean? A lot of you feel like, if only I would affirm more, if only I persist longer, if only, SP comes in and texts me or chooses me, then I know I'm worthy, then I know I'm good enough, then I know I'm chosen, then I'll feel better about myself, then this will get easier for me, then. And that's not how it works. You manifest who you are. Sometimes we manifest what we want, even though it doesn't match who we are, but that's how we don't keep it. That's how we get it to move from being more pleasant in the beginning to a shitty outcome. And so the work is about you changing you. The work is about, it's not about the SP, it's about you. It's how you see yourself. If you're over here trying to affirm to make them see you different, but you're not willing to affirm so you see yourself different, you have a self-concept problem. And that's how, thank you, Naomi. Thank you. I'm trying to do that heart thing. I saw this girl on Twitch do it, and I was like, what the hell is this? I'm trying to stay with it. I don't know how, I think I'm doing it wrong. It's always a self-concept issue, because when you're, and I know, because I used to have low self-concept in love, and we have to remember this stuff, that if you're still someone that is over here thinking that your current circumstances are fact and permanent, if you're someone over here who is, thinking that if SP just chooses me, then I'll be okay, then I know I'll be good enough, right? Well, then no, you got a self-concept problem, baby. It ain't about them, it's about you, because how you see yourself is what is being pushed out, and then you're projecting it onto them, and then they're reflecting it back to you. Oh yeah, Shannon, you were on with me earlier. Yeah, it's real quick. It's right down the street. They blow my shit out in like 30 minutes, super quick. I think with driving to their back and the actual appointment, it's like 45 minutes I'm gone. I left at 9:15, maybe an hour the most I'm gone. Thank you. So we have to really understand this, that if you're someone who you're drawn to people that are telling you, well, just affirm more for your specific person, you don't got to work on you. Baby, you're still the same old you. You're the version of you that's still putting someone up here. You're the version of you that still has a codependent mindset, that is fixated on needing this person outside of you to tell you something different, because you don't know that you are who, worthy and good enough and chosen and loved and amazing and incredible and a fucking goddess, unless this person comes in and blesses you with their presence. Fuck that. That's why nothing's changing. Self-concept's a beautiful thing. We don't want it to be the bane of my existence. We want it to be that, oh, this is about me seeing myself differently. You're affirming to believe something different, not to get something different outside of you. Does your view of you and love match the kind of relationship you want? Not at all. Who is this girl needs to get out of here? Who wants to help me moderate? People have really weird stuff. The weirdos online, let me tell you. Super weird. We don't do weirdos on my channel. We just block them. This is what you do with circumstances you don't like. You block them. How do you block them? Well, some of you are going to be super triggered. You got to work through the triggers, and you got to change the story of you. Good for you, Katie. Keep it up, baby. Oh, thank you, Naomi. I would love for you. Yeah. I don't come on. I come on like, once every couple weeks, so it won't be a lot, but I would love that. So I'm going to, thank you, Naomi, my love. I'm going to add you right now, sweetie. Thank you. And if anybody's in the thread saying stupid shit, ignorant shit, don't even give them a chance. Just block them right out, okay? Because we're not rolling like that. I do this if I get any kind of weird comment on YouTube or somebody being stupid. I just block them instantly. It doesn't bother me. I just don't have time for it. We don't have time for this. I delete it. I don't even know if you can block now. I think you can just delete. But So we want to understand, right, that this is not a manifesting the specific person back problem. It's a self-concept and love problem. And the key and the answer is always about you changing the story of you. You're doing this to believe something different about you. We're not doing this to make them see us different. I mean, we kind of are, but that's like the byproduct of it. You're doing it so you see yourself different, because if you don't see yourself different, if you don't convince yourself that you're amazing and incredible without having validation affirming that, well, guess what? You're going to keep manifesting the same cycles. Yes, beautiful, Vilma. I love what you said. She said, it's like we need to manifest ourselves first. Yes, because everything is flowing through you. You're creating your reality through you. You're being pushed out through you. The reflection is coming back to you through you. It's not about they just need to see me different. I mean, obviously, right? Like if you hold a negative story of someone, they will still show up that way. But your self-concept is more powerful than even the negative story of the person. I know that through my own recent experience, not in my love life, from having a story of someone, but my self-concept it trumped the story I held of them. How do you stop being triggered? Well, the goal is when you're triggered, you work on you. You do the inner work. You change your self-concept. You soothe yourself until the trigger no longer has power over you. It's called transformation. We can't stop being triggered. We're humans. You're going to be triggered. You will be triggered until the literal day you're buried in the ground. Your job is when I am triggered, I know I have the tools and I know what to do to move through it so I don't either create more of this mess or I do it until, right, so that I believe something different about me. If anything outside of you is holding power over you, and it will because we're human, even I have things that can trigger me still. I'm not immune from it either. No human being is. What I do is I do the process. I do the inner work. I understand it's a job within me. It's not a job outside of me. So we have to really understand it's not about them, it's about you. And you're projecting onto them how you really view you. And if you need someone to come in and verify that you're worthy, that without them pursuing you, without them choosing you, without them, reaching out to you, you don't know these things, well, there's your indicator. So do you understand this is about you and not them? London, come work with me. Why aren't you in one of my programs? You wouldn't be trying hard for years and it wouldn't be a struggle. I actually have my inner child masterclass because inner child work is powerful. I don't do it in a way that keeps us stuck in pain because I don't believe in that. I do it. I did it as a therapist. I do it as a coach. It's super powerful. All my clients love it. I have a shit ton of people that are joined. It's $37. It's a 2-day masterclass. The link is in the bio. We go tomorrow. It starts tomorrow at noon Eastern time. It runs about an hour and a half. It'll be on Wednesday at noon Eastern time. You get a workbook. And you get access to the replay. So if you can't show up because of work, I try to schedule it so most people, I know everybody's all over the world, so it's different time zones. But at least if you're in the East Coast of the US, then you could, take your lunch at that time, right? But you can rewatch the replays. But the inner child work is so important because your little girl version is who's making the decisions in your love life. The one who didn't get her needs met, the one who had trauma, she's running your love life. She's lashing out. She's wanting attention. She's seeking validation. She's wanting to know her worth and value. And she's putting all of that onto the specific person because she doesn't know how to give it to herself. Oh, Kelly, beautiful. I love that, babe. It's going to be amazing. And this is why it's about us and it's never about them. They're the byproduct of how we see ourselves. And you will be repelled. I was repelled to healthy men. When I had unworthiness and my low self-concept in love, when I had a man who checked, because I don't settle, so I have to be attracted to him. He's got to be a certain way, you know, certain things, right? So, well, I did settle back then, but not with looks. I settled with, I would accept toxic versions of people because I was unhealthy and toxic to some level myself. So we have to really look at that version of you. She's the one who is going to keep manifesting those experiences. This is about you transforming. This is beyond specific person. This is deeper than specific person. This is about you transforming, you reprogramming a belief in how you see yourself, because you're wanting someone else to do it. You're wanting someone else to believe you're good enough. You're wanting someone else to prove to you that you matter. You're wanting someone else to affirm and, you know, choose you and shower you with validation, because without it, you don't know these things about you. So that's why you keep manifesting. That's why it feels hard. That's why it is hard. Manifesting gets to be easy and effortless when you have a better self-concept. Until then, it will always feel like a fucking monumental struggle. Hi, Scorpio, welcome. It will always feel like a fucking struggle until you get your self-concept in point, because that version of you, she needs a lot of validation. She feels unworthy. She's acting unworthy in a lot of ways. She's showing up and settling in her love life in a lot of ways. She's chasing love in a lot of ways. She's lowering the standard for herself, even though she says, I want commitment, I want love, I want to feel good. Like, this is so beyond the specific person that it doesn't even matter if you're trying to manifest one back or you want someone new. You're just sick and tired of you being you. That was me. I said, I do not want to be a version of me who, no matter what man I am choosing to date, that I feel insecure and not good enough. Fuck that. Those days were over. And so I knew back then that this was not about him. It was about me, because whether I chose him or not, I'm still taking me in every relationship I'm in. And I already had the patterns to prove what happens to me. So I wanted to be a woman who, when I'm dating a man that I know I'm worthy, I don't need his validation. I won't settle. I don't lower my standards, because even though we say consciously, I want all these things, yeah, I know I'm worthy. You fucking don't if you're over here settling every other day. That's proving to you your choices of who you are, baby. And I say this with love, because this isn't about beating yourself up. It's not about punishing you. It's not about, look, you're still doing this. No, it's about understanding, taking full accountability and responsibility for who you're choosing to be and the choices you keep making. That is the first step to self-concept, and that's the first step to empowerment. Because once I understood that this was about me and my life, and the people I chose and the things I accepted, even though I said I'm worthy and deserving of more, I still accepted less. So why did I accept less? Because I believed I was worthy of less, which is why we accept what we accept. It's not the other people's fault. We allow them, we tolerate them, we engage with them. We continue to, even when they're not following through, even when they're not consistent, even when they fucking lie, even when you're getting a shit version in front of you, you still keep accepting it. If you're accepting it and you're settling, it's a self-concept problem, baby. It ain't an SP problem. People are mirrors to us. That does not mean if I'm loyal, because listen, that was my fucking MO. That was my identity when I had a low self-concept. I'm a loyal ass bitch. I'm so loyal. I got that shit tatted on my stomach. Loyalty, love, and money. Okay? And I hung that as a badge of honor. Like, look at me. I am so loyal. And because I'm so loyal, people, why are they treating me like this? They're not loyal to me. No, I wasn't loyal. I wasn't loyal to myself because I kept hurting myself. I kept doing the things that said I can't get, like accepting things that didn't feel good to me, accepting behaviors and interactions with versions of people that were not someone who knew her worth and value. Yes, so true. We wanting bare minimum, knowing we can want more. Exactly. And this is how you got to be honest with yourself. You got to, thank you, Houston. I love Texas. I haven't been there in a minute. Got to go back. This is how we have to really start showing up for ourselves. This is the first fucking way, is to look at who are you being? What are the choices you're making for yourself? Because those choices are going to tell you what your future is going to look like, because it's who you are. So our actions that we take in the 3D is based off our beliefs. Yeah, you see how much BS you were taking. Yeah, and then what? We get mad, right? We get mad at them. But, oh, thank you, Jessica. I signed up for your inner child masterclass. Can't wait. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be so healing and so beautiful. I love that for you. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me to help you with that. Gigi, come in my fucking masterclass, baby. I made this shit $37 so nobody could fucking, not, because remember, if you're not investing in you, how many hours of content are you watching about manifesting a specific person? How many hours of fucking whatever you're reading about manifesting a specific person? How much are you affirming for them constantly? When the fuck do you switch this up to you? This is about you. This is beyond the specific person. You'll get them back through the natural process of this happening. But if you want real movement, if you want life-changing manifestations, if you want a really quantum jump and quantum leap, it's becoming a new you, which is a beautiful thing. Change is always happening, no matter what. So we need to be like mothers to our inner child and adult self. Look out for us. Yes, even better than your mama. I want you to fucking love yourself. And this is part of healing, releasing, and reprogramming. That's what I teach. It's not about ignoring what we went through. Listen, I grew up in foster care. That was where I was programmed, right? My childhood programmed me. Your childhood programmed you. And it doesn't mean you had to be in foster care or go through significant trauma. It's still understanding all of us. If you have a low self-concept and love, and you settle in your love life and you accept versions of men or women, whatever you date, that are not on point, that are not what you want, and you keep repeating over and over the same cycle, it is not an SP problem. It's a self-concept problem, and it will never fucking change until you do this inner work. And part of that is going to be doing some inner child work, because we don't sit here and act like the past did not affect anyone. What we do instead is we empower ourselves and we say, okay, let me start unanchoring and internally healing and releasing and reprogramming myself from that childhood, from those experiences. Yeah, it's not about blaming our parents. She says my mom did her best, but it was still trauma. Exactly. So it's our job as an adult. Doesn't matter what happened in childhood in the sense of whose fault it was, whose fault it wasn't. It was never the kid's fault, by the way. But it's understanding that as an adult woman, I was very angry at my parents, right? I had a shitty father. My mom and I were not close for a really fucking long time. A lot of issues. I didn't talk to my mom for almost 5 years. I don't have a relationship with my father at all. I was very angry. And my mom never takes accountability, still doesn't to this day. But I don't need her to. I had to do the inner work. Even if she came in and said, Kim, I'm sorry for everything, it still wouldn't have changed how I felt unworthy in my love life. I had to go in and take care of that. So your responsibility as an adult is whatever we've been programmed with, whatever was modeled to us, whatever we were messaged with as kids, and then we manifested over and over as an adult, which just reinforced the believability of it even more. If you want something different, you got to do the work on you. And it's a beautiful journey. That's what transformation is. It's a beautiful process. It's so empowering to know, oh my gosh, I can literally manifest my dream life. I can change my reality in love, with money, business, whatever, right? Even though I've never gotten what I wanted in that area, it doesn't have to keep being that way. No. And all you have to do is reprogram you. Oh, beautiful, Houston. I love that. She's all signed up. I'm so happy to support you, girl. It's going to be amazing. Aw, Natty, thank you. She says, oh, I love you. You've helped me so much when I was in my darkest place. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you, babe. That means a lot to me. That's why I do this shit. I don't want you to suffer. I suffered, and there were no answers out there that were getting to the root, right? It would help me a little bit. It's not that the different ways that I found support and helped, it all helped, right? Even when you go, what I was saying earlier this morning on the live, like, even when you go to the coaches that are really inexperienced and really don't know how to help people and are toxic and unhealthy in so many ways themselves, they still will be able to probably help you on some level, but you ain't gonna get to the root that way. It's not the digging up the dirt and really replanting some new seeds that are harvesting and growing in fresh soil that is nurtured, the soil that is, fertilized with the right fertilizer, the right ingredients, so it thrives, grows, and comes out the way that you want. You can try to plant new seeds in the old soil, but it's going to have the pollution and the toxicity and all the things that are going to stunt it and not allow it. And it's just going to keep growing the same way it always has, right? So we're putting sunshine, we're putting water, we're putting the right nutrients with these new seeds that we're planting in you through this work. And this is what growth is, babies. It's about you changing. You're outgrowing old stories of you, old versions of you, and we don't want to hate those old versions. Oh, Shakila, I love that, babe. Thank you. Just purchased. That makes me so happy. We're outgrowing old us, which we're supposed to. We outgrow old clothes, we outgrow old makeup. None of us are sitting, well, sometimes I keep makeup too long. I'm guilty of that, or I don't wash my makeup brushes enough, but I don't really wear a lot of makeup, but it's still kind of gross. But we're not supposed to, we're supposed to outgrow things, because if you're not outgrowing something, that's kind of weird, because then what are we doing here? We're not supposed to be the same. You're not supposed to have all the same friends all the time. You can certainly have people that stay with you in your life, but not everybody that you encounter in your life since birth is meant to go with you, because if they are, that means you're staying stuck. You're most likely not meant to live in the same house, the same job. You're going to change as you grow, as you explore, as you have self-discovery, as you just live your life. You're going to get different ideas of things, and you're going to want different things and prefer different things. I always tell this story because it's so innocent, right? But it's true. Like, I never liked blonde hair. I was so turned off by blonde hair. I never dated blondes. I did not like blonde hair. And then the more work I kept doing on me, all of a sudden, one day I literally woke up and I was so attracted to blonde hair all of a sudden. And it's like the joke, because everyone that knows me knows how much I could not stand blonde hair. And then I was like, oh my God, I want to be a blonde. And it was like, it blew my mind, because I was shocked that I saw my eye naturally being drawn to this hair, and I kept noticing it in a favorable way now, where before I'd be like, ugh, and look at me now. I'm a fucking blonde and I love it. So we are supposed to change. If you're staying the same and you're living in Groundhog's Day, it's not a specific person problem, it's a self-concept problem. The work is about you, and this is what the empowerment is. Well, I don't think anything's wrong with blonde hair. I just wasn't drawn to it before. You have preferences, right? Like, you like some hair colors, some whatever eye colors, and I just was never attracted to blondes. I always dated like black hair, dark hair. That's what I was attracted to. I still am. I don't really like guys with blonde hair. But I'm saying, for me, I like the blonde now. But we're supposed to change. We're supposed to evolve. And the way you do it is by healing, releasing, and reprogramming. It isn't enough to heal, because I've done the healing in the past where, and a lot of you can relate to this, where once we're over the pain of the story of the old experience, then we're like, okay, we can recall something that happened to us in the past, but it no longer triggers us or emotionally impacts us in a negative way. But then we go recreate the same experience yet again. So we need to heal so we can release from our body and unanchor ourselves from that state of the past reality that we lived where that trauma happened. but we also need to reprogram. Reprogramming certainly important. Holistico, you got to be watching my content. I tell you guys in all my free shit to how to reprogram. It's a daily practice. If not, come in my inner child, start somewhere. $37, best $37 you spend in your life. Self-concept and in-depth mental health. Yeah, because, well, that's what it all is, right? It's your story of you. You're choosing your life and you're choosing your day-to-day choices and actions and the versions of people you're accepting in your life in all areas of your life based off your belief about you. Oh, I'm so excited for this masterclass. It's literally right on time and I'm ready. I love that, baby. I love that for you. Nothing feels so good until you know you're fucking ready for something. That's when it's fucking really life-changing. Do I do one-on-one coaching? I do, but it's not typical. I started at 3-month packages. It's very expensive, and I only allow 3 people to work with me at a time when it comes to one-on-one, and right now I'm full. I have my 12-month program where you join me for 12 months. These are for the people that are really committed and ready to fucking change it all. And we meet 3 times a month, and you get access to these master classes that I do. You get free access to the intensives that I do as well, which are like 4-week, typically 4-week in-depth Zoom coaching sessions that are a little bit different than the master class, because the master class, I don't do one-on-one coaching. The master class, people can drop their comments and questions and I read them and answer them in the master class. But the intensives are more personalized, and everyone gets hot seat coaching that's in there, where they open their mic and talk on camera. I'll check it out. Thanks, love your energy. Oh, thank you, babe. Well, because listen, I went through it. When I understood the key, when I really dove deep into Neville and I really understood, because like I've been saying, back in 2018, 2019, there was only I was saying 5, but I think it was like 7 channels, including me, that were on YouTube talking about Neville. Like nobody else was. This is how niched it was. And they were all, mostly except one person, were talking about manifesting the specific person and affirming and changing the story of them. That was all their videos. Every once in a while they would sprinkle in mentioning self-concept, but they all pushed it that way. So I was doing all that shit and it wasn't working. I would get movement, but I kept rejecting it. I was triggered all the time. I felt insecure. And that's when it dawned on me. I was like, what Neville's talking about is self-concept. I got to change how I see myself, because I kept noticing I'm the same me in all the relationships. And I don't like the way I feel. So that's when I went and I changed the game and I started telling everybody about self-concept, because I'm like, this is the fucking key. And once I understand the key to shit, I spread the news like fucking wildfire, because I don't want anybody to fucking suffer. Because I used to be her and it hurts and it sucks and we don't have to. So this is why I do what I do, because I'm trying to spread the word. I'm trying to empower you to understand what's really going to work. I'm not trying to do this, say shit just to get views, because if that were the case, all I would do is talk about manifesting an SP, and I would never talk about self-concept, because I would get more views like that, because the people that do that get a lot of views, or sometimes they're fake views. Who knows nowadays. But there's more people that when they first discover law of assumption and they first discover everyone is you pushed out, they're in so much pain and they're in such a low self-concept that the answer when they're looking at the choices is, oh, let me go to the one that's just telling me how to get the specific person back, because then they don't have to change. I know, because I don't want to coach those, because they're not ready to do the work. Those are the people I don't speak to, which is why they have to go through what they go through. And then when they're ready, like what Houston was saying, when she's ready, I know that's not your name, babe, but it just says Houston, Texas Realtor. When they're ready to understand, because they've tried doing it about the SP and they were getting what they want from SP, but it wasn't long lasting. They were still stuck in the same Groundhog's Day. Oh, Patricia, I love it. Okay. What Patricia was saying, right, is they were still stuck in Groundhog's Day. They still felt unworthy, even when they were getting what they wanted. I just have helped too many people that have gone through that. I've been through that myself. When they understand all of that, and that a year goes by, unfortunately, some of them, sometimes longer, they spend too much money. They wasted all that time because they were stuck in that version of them that was trying to get the quick fix. I don't do the quick fix because the quick fix doesn't change it and it doesn't last. I do, how do we get to the root so you stop creating this experience for yourself forever? I don't care who you choose. I'll back you no matter who you want to date. Thank you, Mystico. It's about changing you so that you don't keep repeating these same experiences. And you know what to do anytime you're triggered, because you will be, even when you're in the relationship, even when you're getting everything you want. I'm going to have one of my clients who I fucking love, because I always manifest working with my dream clients. They're amazing women. She's going to be she's going to be in the inner child, and she's going to share with you guys her fucking experience of moving from insecure, focusing all about the SP, got her SP back, ready to fucking commit and give her everything she wants. But she changed so much that she was like, I kind of want to date because now I'm getting all these men I never could get before. Because she knew her worth and value now. And she's going to tell you now she's in a relationship. So she's going to share all of that. Because this is what happens when you change you. You have to see you different. It is not an SP problem. It's a self-concept problem. If you want someone who's narcissistic back, baby, that means you got a low self-concept, because the version of you who wants to be in a relationship that's healthy, thriving, and nurturing would not want to entertain a version of someone who's showing up with narcissistic traits. So focus on you, stop worrying about them, because it's not going to change until you change you, because you won't even be attracted to that version. One of the things I did when I reprogrammed myself, I realized, look at all the unhealthy traits I was drawn to, like a moth to a fucking flame. And I was like, no, so what's the opposite of that? And what do I really want in a human being to be in a loving, committed relationship with me? I don't want this nonsense, right? So I had to really look. I wanted a healed man. I wanted a man to have integrity. I wanted him to take care of himself, not be up my fucking ass 24/7. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm busy. I want him excited about his own life, you know? I just wanted these certain characteristics in him that to me represent someone who's healthy, they've worked on themselves, they have self-reflection, like all these things. And I realized that I was so unattracted to any of that in any man when I had low self-concept. So part of my reprogramming process was saying I am attracted to the things that I wanted to be attracted to. So I started reprogramming my mind to be associated with those healthy characteristics, so that when the unhealthy characteristics were showing up, I started feeling repulsed by them. Because that's what you do. When you have a healthy mindset, you're not attracted to unhealthiness. You're like, ooh, no thank you, boo. And you don't tolerate it. It's just doesn't stay in your existence, because you won't allow it to stay, and you're not going to hang on to it, and you'll say no thank you to that version, and you trust and know the correct one will show up, and many other people will come too that are healthy. And that's how you get everything you want, with money, with everything. If you need someone to show up and be different in order for you to know you're going to get what you want, you're good luck manifesting. It don't work like that. You could still manifest them coming in. I did that a million times with low self-concept, but it never changed. All right, babies. I would love for you to show up. It'll be life-changing. You get access to the replays. The link is in the bio. And we start tomorrow, so don't miss out. I love you guys. Bye.